Welcome back to the Ascension Parish podcast. We promised we'd be a little bit more regular with these, and so far so good. Father Matthew's making his third appearance on our podcast here. So, Father, thank you for being here, as well as our Principal Terry Melany. So I think what we really want to hit on right out the gate, open house.
That's right.
Open house, October 28th. I got that date right? October 28th. And then we're doing something a little bit different this year, Terry, if you want to tell our listeners.
It's really exciting.
In the morning and going all the way through the evening.
Right. So traditionally, our open houses have been, that sort of 9 a.m. to 4 or 5. But this year we're going a little bit longer. We're going to do 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we're doing those in hour intervals. So we're encouraging people to sign up for specific slots beginning at 9 a.m. And you can find that link to sign up on our Ascension Facebook page. And you can also email the school, email me, and I'll be happy to send that link along if you're not on Facebook for some reason or other form of social media. But yeah, so at from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, there's a lunch break in there, and then carpool. You don't want to be there for that.
That's right.
So skip that part of it. But we'll pick back up at 3, do a 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8.
So we're really encouraging anyone who's interested, and this is if you have a child of any age, right? So, I mean, even there's an infant room now, so
Correct.
We really have options for everything all the way up through 8th grade.
Correct. Yep, absolutely. And the 3-year-old program typically at this time of year brings a lot, but I just want to reiterate that we have openings in every class, so we welcome everybody to come check out Ascension, our Blue Ribbon School, and the amazing things that we've accomplished and continue to do. Elevator
speech here, Terry. What makes Ascension different from a school perspective?
Technology is a big one. Our commitment to technology. We were the first school to go one-to-one iPads K through 8 back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I mean, our students for the past 2 years have won the state robotics competition. So that speaks a lot to our commitment to technology in that regard. Also differentiation. I mean, we've done our teachers have done incredible work differentiating instruction, and of course, technology helps us to differentiate instruction at a better rate. And that's just making sure that every student has the opportunity to learn at their own pace. And again, I'm not suggesting that Ascension has nailed it, because differentiation is an incredibly difficult thing to do. But we've come very close, and we work very hard at it, so our students can learn tailored instruction. Basically, is what that means.
I want to hit on that because not all schools can do that because of the size of the school. Ascension is the perfect size to be able to offer that. Correct?
It is. I mean, you take a class size. I mean, if you have 18 students in a class or 12, I mean, obviously differentiating is going to be a little bit easier. So there's no doubt about it, but. Even in a class of 24, having iPads there, having teachers who have dug into data to find out how a student learns best is the trick to it. And our teachers spend an inordinate amount of time making sure they get to know our students. Through map testing, for example, I mean, every student takes a map, the map test, and from that we can extract data, and the teachers, again, spend a lot of time digging into each individual student, what they're seeing as patterns, where areas of growth they need, and we go to work on that.
One of the things that I noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but Ascension was an early adopter on the technology, the one-to-one iPads. I think we were doing it really before anyone. But pretty much the schools have caught up in a lot of ways, but where Ascension's still the leader is how to use that technology.
That's right.
And you guys have gotten better over the years, what apps to use, how to use it, when not to use it. And I think using the technology has become something that you, as an administrator, have become an expert at, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, expert, I don't know. I appreciate that acknowledgement. That little nod of the head.
It certainly seems like that.
It does. I mean, we do, and we spend a lot of time, and I appreciate it. The next phase sort of technology, and because of the pandemic and the amount of money that was available to schools to upgrade their technology, puts us in the same playing field a lot, in that regard. But now where we're moving to, which I really love, is this whole AI world.
Yeah.
And there's a lot out there, a lot of conversations that still need to be had.
Sure.
But at least for me, where I come from is, in my mind, I don't know if where AI is going to lead. I don't know how big it's going to become, and I mean, obviously, the consensus is out there. It's going to take over the world, type of thing.
Sure.
But I'm encouraging our teachers and myself are approaching this from the standpoint of, let's look at it and research it, and start working with our students to see how they can use it responsibly and ethically to empower them as learners and as members of society in the workforce. Because it's going to be there. It's prevalent. So I think it's incumbent upon us to not just dismiss it and say, no, we don't know enough about it, so let's not use it at all, as opposed to looking at it from a research standpoint and saying, well, wait, if we can use this in a way and teach students to use it that empowers them, then let's go that route. So that's sort of the path we're on now. The journey we're on is this AI piece.
What about the opposite side? Or I know from a teacher's perspective, it's got to be difficult to keep students from using AI to finish assignments or whatever it may be. Is that how are you guys approaching that?
I don't know that it's as difficult at our level as it might be in a college classroom or something like that. But because we are, our class sizes are the way they are, and we're a smaller school, and the teachers know our students so well.
Yep.
Let's seriously. If I know someone really, really well,
right, you're going to know if it's an AI paper,
sure, and they're turning in something on rocket science and using huge words like I don't know, that's not. But that tale is the same as it's always been.
Yeah,
it's the same thing when we were in high school, and I'm going to age myself here. Using encyclopedias before computers.
Yeah, don't let him say we, right, Father?
No, I didn't.
Way ahead of.
What is that? Encyclopedia? Google?
Right. So, but it is the exact same thing. I mean, you'd go into a classroom and if you plagiarize something from the encyclopedia.
That's right.
That's right. So it's the same thing. The teacher would be aware, but it depends on how well you know your students. And again, that's something that sets us apart too, back to your question.
Yeah.
Which is our teachers know our students. They know our students. They know their parents. It's a fabulous thing, and that sets us apart too. And I mean, all the Catholic schools have wonderful communities. I think it's easier for us to get to know our students and families because we are smaller, and we do know them by first name and oftentimes where they live, and because it's all just a community there that way, that neighborhood.
So open house, once again, October 28th. We'd like for you to register online. There is a Facebook post that I'd like to encourage all of our community to share. Share. That really helps from a Facebook algorithm standpoint. It puts it out in your world, within your people. The more you share it, the more Facebook thinks, okay, this is something we want to show to more people. So it helps us. Yeah, we are going to put some money behind it, but please share, please like it. Maybe even put a comment there, because that really helps us promote the open house.
It's huge, and we do. We need to drive as much to our open house as possible. I mean, like I said, we've got openings, and we're continually growing. So it'd be great for people to do that. We need it.
Along with that post is the video that you and I worked very hard on, and I think it turned out great, and it really explains to someone who doesn't know anything about Ascension what Ascension is, and in the students' own words. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that video. I know anyone who watches it will too. So
yeah, if
you're not, even if you're not coming to open house and you're already a member of our community, you'll want to see the video.
Yep.
You'll want to be a part of this.
Hey, there's the tagline. Father, you're getting your feet wet now. Can you tell us a little bit about parish life and kind of what's going on in the parish?
I share the excitement. I think that I would describe it with that word. There's a lot of excitement, a growing fervor, I think, in the life of the parish. I just watch from week to week. As far as the Sunday celebration, there's a great emphasis that I'll continue to place on that, because it's the source and summit. The Eucharist is the source and summit of our life together. But I feel like I live right at the heart of the community. The church is the center of the campus. In so many ways, it's the center of our lives, and I see that with the school kids. Such a great excitement with them. As far as from week to week with the Mass, with them the Wednesday Mass. So I'm just mindful of so much potential, so many good things happening. I think about all the teachers. One of my biggest jobs, as a priest, there are different roles that a priest will take on in the life of a parish, from administration to teaching at times, which we'll talk about a little bit with a few things that are upcoming. But also the sanctifying role. I'm just mindful that, my biggest job from day to day is to pray, right? Is to keep that spirit of prayer alive in the life of our community. And it transfers to all the things we're about, all the temporal things. And that's an exciting thing. But I'm just so pleased on that level, what's happening. we have a lot to offer, because we have to prepare our kids to engage the world, the talk of AI, right? We can't just ignore it. We have to be ready to engage, to respond. You always hear me as far as citing the difference between reacting versus responding. In so many ways, I think Ascension is positioned to respond well to the needs that we may not even be fully aware of yet, in the world. But that's how we'll bring Christ to the world ultimately. Recently there was a young saint who was canonized, blessed Carlo Cutis. He's now Saint Carlo Cutis, but he engaged in the digital world. He did computer programming, things like that. So the church has already raised up,
oh wow,
a saint, put before us, and this has happened within the past month. Right?
That's cool.
So someone to really, to research if you've not heard of him, right? But a saint for our times, because this stuff, our lives are going to be more and more integrated. Even just the other day, it's like I've been kind of a slow adopter with AI for some reason. I just haven't been able to get with it, but I've now made my Chat GPT account, and I'm just kind of seeing what it can do.
Yeah,
because it's become more interesting.
Sure.
I listened to other podcasts about it and just how it's being integrated in various sectors of life. But I asked the question, well, how can it further our mission as church and school, for that matter? I mean, it's really can be such a powerful thing. So I'm so pleased that we're making strides in that department, in that way. But overall, you look at what's coming up, right? Open house, that's our big thing.
Right.
All hands on deck, because we have a story to tell, right? And the open house is just a part of that. It really sets the story in the forefront, the good work that we're doing in our school, our largest ministry. So that we're really trying to make an effort to grow our school little by little as we need, but because we need a solid enrollment. We've got so many good things to offer, so hopefully we continue to grow. Right.
I'd like for you to give this opinion, if you don't mind. I think I heard you say this at the school board, but you talked about Ascension being one of the last great neighborhood schools. What do you mean by that?
Well, you think about so many places. We have parishes that are on major thoroughfares, things like that are very visible. But what you get with a neighborhood parish, such as Ascension, I can think of a few others that are really thriving places, to be present, to be in a location that's accessible, but not so visible at times. And that visibility can be both a challenge, but can also be a great strength, how we look at that. It's like, could we be further out on a main road? What would that do for us? That's a question. But the fact that we are where we are, to bloom where we have been planted, we have the ability to have a close-knitness that other places don't always achieve so readily. But we're large enough to do large parish things, right? So we have a lot of opportunities. So when you can combine those two things, when that synergism is alive, that you have opportunities mixed with close-knitness, this idea that we can really form a solid community, that's a powerful thing.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Right. And you put the Lord at the center of that, there's no telling how far we could go. It's amazing.
And many people like myself who've been around Ascension for many, many years have felt that power in the past. So certainly understand what you're talking about there. That's fantastic. Let's talk about this AD search that you have going on.
Yes. Yeah, so we're looking for an interim volunteer athletic director. So we're mindful of the need to fill that position. So that position became open in the past month or so. But we want an interim in this particular case to finish out the school year. That way we can make the best choices, the best preparations for the upcoming school year. So what's beyond this current one. But certainly we're mindful that it's a big responsibility while it's a volunteer role. It involves overseeing and managing the parish's athletic programs, and it's a direct report to me as the pastor, so administrator. But this idea is that it's as far as the responsibilities go, that's open, it's collaborative, that we're doing all we need to do with CSAA and so on and so forth. But the requirements, as we posted them, so you can see a job description. This is posted in our, readily on the parish website, things like that. But just to give a, quick shout out to that. There are the basic things, of course, for any athletic director, the background check, all that kind of stuff. But really want the athletic director to be a parishioner, right? Or an employee of the parish, passionately Catholic and full communion with the church, bachelor's degree in education, sports management, or related field. That's preferred, not necessary, or not required, rather. 3 to 5 years experience, sports administration or coaching, and then, other skills as needed that would be pertinent to the job. But, folks can take a look at that. But if you know anybody that's interested, that would be a good fit for that role, certainly, reach out to Nancy Marks at the parish office via email, via her extension. I'm happy to take suggestions on that at this juncture. I would love to have that position filled, the interim role, in the upcoming weeks. So yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you also have some adult sacramental formation classes going on.
That's right. So yeah, what does a priest do in the life of a parish?
There you go.
Right. So the think about the munera, right? As far as administrating, governing, certainly I'm involved in that every day, and that's a beautiful thing. But also teaching, right? Sanctifying and teaching, those two additional roles. But I'm taking on a little bit of a teaching role for adults in our midst who are interested in becoming Catholic or finishing their initiation sacraments. Is trying to meet the needs of both those who have been baptized, those who need baptism, but to do it in a cohesive way, one that and an efficient way, right? So offering two opportunities for that, one in the fall, one in the spring, so people can register for that. We have that open. It's live on the website via the newsletter. We're having our first meet and greet this coming up Sunday, right after 10:30 Mass. So if you're interested in it, any folks out there that are interested in that, someone who may be interested in that, who's not Catholic, wants to become Catholic, an adult who is Catholic, who hasn't, finished out all the initiation sacraments, so confirmation, or if you just want to learn more about your faith, it's going to be rooted in the catechism. So a syllabus will be available at the meet and greet, so people can take a look at it. It's a once a month commitment in person. So as far as we try to make it accessible for folks, it's plenty of reading, so plenty to digest. But I think it's going to be a rich program and one that will enrich the life of our parish. Ultimately, but I'm very excited to help teach that. It's as far as when I can get back in the classroom, sometimes I do enjoy that. Deacon Everard's going to help me. Eddie Jarbo, our director of
awesome
of religious education, is going to help as well. So we're very excited about it.
Love it. So good. Well, we promise we're going to start trying to keep these a little bit more succinct and quick. So is there anything else you'd like to cover today, Father? Yeah,
just a quick shout out. It's October, so it's Respect Life Month.
That's right.
It's also the month of the Rosary. So we have a lot of great things happening. So in the life of our parish, so please take a look on our website, take a look in our bulletins, things like that, so that you can stay up to date and be a part of the life of the parish. Special note too, with our outreach, we do a monthly outreach as a parish, and this month it's for Lifehouse Maternity Home. So they're taking collections for supplies, things like that, that mothers may need. So this goes all the way from cleaning and paper goods to personal and household supplies to medicine. So some great opportunities to give. Of course, Baby Bottle Boomerang is happening with the Little Way Pregnancy Center. So, there are so many ways to support and to plug into the life of the parish. I really encourage people stay up to date on that stuff. We've got a lot of great opportunities. So
Little Way, if you've never heard of Little Way, it's such a cool organization. Their leadership over there is phenomenal, and it's a very small group that's doing some massive change in this area. So please support Little Way when you can. It's an awesome initiative.
Absolutely. And one more thing, just to put a plug for this, we're having an extended period of Eucharistic adoration next Wednesday. So it's a great opportunity from the time school mass ends on that Wednesday all the way up until the evening when we have our normal adoration time and benediction. So folks can come in throughout the day to pray, to sit before the presence of the Lord, and really just take that time to draw near, to encounter the Lord, His love, but to see how He accompanies us through life. I mean, the Lord's always waiting for us to visit. Right? It can be just that simple. That's our faith right there at the center of our lives.
Amen. Terry, if somebody would want to help promote Open House, what can they do? Yard signs?
The yard signs should be out this week.
We should have those out this week.
But mainly word of mouth, just people talking and sharing, as Father said, our story.
Yeah.
And talking about it to their friends and neighbors, and just getting the word out that way would be the biggest thing people could do.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you. That was quick and easy.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you once again for listening to the Ascension Parish podcast. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, and we'll see you again here soon.